Hey everybody, it's me, Lila, GMA Rides. And in this case, we are at the very, very tip of Michigan at a little town called Cross Village, and we're just getting ready to roll again. After coming all this way cross country to find out that the stop that Harley Davidson wants us to take the ride to get to, the actual road itself, that's been washed out for 2 years. Bah, bah, bah. But anyway, Harley also wasn't really elaborative about where the photo stop was. So I wandered around this little cute villagey touristy area here, took pictures of pretty much everything. Yep, I did. Talked to a few people, some tourists, and as always, I answered several questions about where are you from? Why are you doing that? This is just me doing a walk around, make sure I didn't leave my soda pop anywhere. Yeah, it's important. You got to be hydrated. But yeah, so this was definitely a cute little place. I went into that little store that's over to the right there, that yellow area. Got a couple of stickers, and they had a book that I considered buying for a second. It was like 250 things you can do with a stick. The title was interesting, but not interesting enough to pay $25 and figure out how to get the book home. So there you have that. But yeah, Cross Village, it's a cute little area, and I'm sure that people on the weekends like to come up here. And by this time, I was noticing that Harley-Davidson Challenge stops can be pretty touristy. So I try to make sure that I am not hitting them in the weekend time zone. Yeah, but more about that later, okay? As we roll out of town here, I noticed a couple of other riders, and they had parked in shade also. Wave at them on the way by. Hi, people. But yeah. So anyhow, but since I couldn't go there and shoot any video, I decided to go ahead and Google this. I thought it might be interesting to review the things that we didn't get to see. Well, we do see some other cool stuff, and as per usual in this state, a lot of freaking bumpy roads. That's the other reason I'm doing a voiceover, because my voice was doing the thing where you're going down a really rough road, with all those little lines on it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'd like that. But anyway, the Tunnel of Trees, it says, is widely recognized as one of the best scenic drives in the U.S. How could I tell? Look at the scenic drive I'm taking right now, people. It's a bucket list destination. It's a historic connection to Native Americans and a photographer's paradise, and there are some very pretty pictures here. The ecological importance can't be denied. It's home to a diverse group of flora and fauna. You'll encounter towering hardwoods, cedar and pine trees, wildflowers and ferns, if you can get through. Birdwatchers often spot migratory species there, while deer and other wildlife can occasionally be seen. I didn't see any deer on this particular day. The legendary Legs Inn, I did see that. Wouldn't be complete without a stop at Legs Inn in Cross Village. This historic restaurant offers authentic Polish cuisine and stunning views of Lake Michigan. Built in the 1920s, the inn features intricate wood carvings and artifacts, which I will include a few pictures later, making it a must-visit spot for history and food lovers. Although I feel like I should note that they were less than charming when I stopped in there, and I couldn't seem to get anybody's attention to get a place to sit down. Yep, it's a year-round destination, apparently. The Tunnel of Trees. It's a year-round destination, even though it's been washed out for 2 years. Challenging yet rewarding drive. Driving along the Tunnel of Trees can be challenging due to its narrow lanes and sharp turns. Large trucks are prohibited and drivers need to stay cautious. However, the reward is well worth the effort. Cyclists and motorcycles also frequent the route for its thrilling curves and breathtaking views. Well, okay, you're just going to have to enjoy the breathtaking views of these bright green trees. And it is kind of pretty. Unforgettable tips for visiting the Tunnel of Trees. I think that the first tip should be make sure the road's not washed out. The best time to visit, although it's stunning year-round, they say Late September to mid-October is best. Plan your route. Start your journey early to avoid crowds, especially in fall. Pack the essentials: a camera, snacks, and water. Nearby attractions: don't miss the Good Heart General Store and the Pond Hill Farm, where you can enjoy local delicacies and unique shopping experiences. Travel smart. If you're driving, keep an eye out for cyclists and ensure you follow all road rules for a safe trip. Why it stands out? Well, in my case, it stands out because it was closed. Yeah, it was pretty disappointing to get all the way up there and not be able to ride that road. And, gee, do I sound bitter? I wonder why. Yeah. Although it was kind of nice that this was one of the rare days in Michigan where I got out, got some nice, good, really, really warm weather in the middle of the day. And in the morning, it was pretty overcast, I ain't gonna lie. And there was a lot of flood warnings and tornado alerts along my travel path on any of these days. So, yeah, there's that. But, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I had a good experience. I've talked to a lot of nice people. Got to go fast in a lot of fun places. And I thought, if nothing else, I'd talk to you a little bit about the route I took to get there. Before this day even started, I went and saw something called the Mentone Egg, which I may or may not remember to throw a picture of later in there, because Mentone, this little town, used to be the egg capital of the United States, whatever that means. I took 131 north to where to Cadillac, Michigan, which I thought sounded pretty scenic. I then went to a smaller version of 131 through little towns like South Boardman and Kaliska, whatever that is, up to Elmira, and when I took some even smaller little roads. And eventually wound up going through, I think it was 31 then, and I cut off to the side and went to Cross Village through a whole bunch of little roads, as discussed before, and then I looped back around and I hit their version of an interstate and took 75 southbound. Did I say south earlier? But anyway, so I hit 75 southbound, and I did wind up this particular night I'm filming, and I'm just looking ahead to see where I wound up at. I think I wound up in Mount Pleasant. Not real sure on that, though. The one thing, like I was saying earlier, that haunted me every day was the weather that kept rolling in off of the Great Lakes. And it's amazing how fast it blows in. Much like on the prairies, it comes in out of nowhere and just goes back where it came from pretty quickly. And yeah, I know, this is just week 2, and I've left out a pretty significant couple of chunks of video clips. But it's kind of hard getting the GoPro footage together with the stuff I took on my camera. And so you're just going to have to put up with that. It's not going to be in any way, shape, or form sensible. Look at those tar snakes on this road, though. But yeah, all in all, not a terrible day for a ride at this point. I had found out that there was an open Harley-Davidson dealership on this day, which happened to be a Sunday, so I'm scooting on down towards Motor City Harley. And yeah, they managed to fit me in for an oil change, although I didn't know that ahead of time. I stopped at the motel that I stopped at for the night, and then I'm just going to scoot in and see if I can talk them into giving me an oil change the next morning, because that puts me at a little over 3,000 miles. Which is about my stop and get an oil change done point. As apparently that's a thing for M8s. They're really fussy about how often their oil is changed, and even Harley-Davidson tells you to do it that often. So it's not just my mechanic being overcautious. It's a real thing. I wish I had some sort of like really important insights to tell you about this trip. I don't have any. Although the fact that I went and I had so much fun, I mean, it really can't be discounted. The thoughts, I'm probably saying something really important right here that I just rolled right over because the road noise is so terrible. I've been sorting out the problem with the microphone on my helmet, and hopefully by the time I get done with this group of recordings, I will figure that out. Look at the trees in the distance here. They're so weird looking compared to what we have. It just mostly looks like scrub timber, doesn't it? And yeah, this is me out in the middle of probably nowhere, trying to figure out how far till the next gas stop. And yeah, what I've got for snacks in my saddlebags that I can get out to easily. Because you can see there's not a lot of places to stop and pull over for comfort stops, snack breaks, any of that. There's a few driveways here and there, but I did try pulling off in a driveway one time, and of course about that time somebody wanted to leave their driveway. I'm going to attach some pictures onto this now, and they may or may not be in order, but I will do my best, as per usual, to give you some background history on them. I do hope you enjoy it enough to go over and hit that Patreon at whatever level you want to do. Free is perfectly fine with me. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get enough people in there to make that drawing worthwhile that I'm going to do to give some stuff away. Okay? I hope you've enjoyed this segment. Stick around. Don't go away. There's still some more coming in the form of some pictures. Okay? Okay. It's me, Lila, GMA Rides. And if you do the like, comment, and subscribe while you're waiting for all the next pictures to pop in here, then you can just sit still and enjoy them. See? Me looking for tank snacks. I don't have any. I've already eaten them all. It's been a long day, people. Hang on. Don't go away, though, because we got more pictures coming. No, really, we do. Of course, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Mentone egg, as promised. It's made of concrete, weighs 3,000 pounds, and is about 10 feet high. Originally constructed in 1946 to advertise the local egg festival, and inscribed with the egg basket of the Midwest. Crazy stuff. That's my route for that day, and this is some random Harley dealership where they weren't very friendly. McDaniels, I think. Don't know where the heck that one was. But yeah, so this was the one that was closed in the middle of nowhere. And I was annoyed because, man, I had to go to the bathroom. A t-shirt I bought at a much more hospitable one. It said Road Rebel, so I thought it's pretty cool. These people were so nice. I think I met them at Cross Village and they took a picture for me. Cross Village, that's the book about the stick that I talked to you about. But yeah, Cross Village is one end of the legendary road that isn't all that much of a legend. And this is that inn that Harley wants their photo op at. And this is just memorabilia that's been built over the years. And along with a few shots inside the restaurant. I went in, I stood around for 5 or 10 minutes waiting to see if they'd seat me, but they were not having nothing to do with it. So I wandered around, took some pictures, and then I left again. Which was kind of a bummer because other than the lady with her boobs hanging out, there wasn't really much of anything to see in there other than some wooden statues and the friendly bear that I took a picture with. This is another photo op in Cross Village, and I guess this is my route for the day. I made it further than I thought that did. And these are some pictures in the videos to come. So you people are going to want to hit that subscribe and stick around. Come back for the next one next week, if not sooner. You never know. I'll see you then.